Boy, that thing took off like a rocket. First time I have attempted to do a video on this tablet using the YouTube platform, I guess you would call it. Hey folks, Papa Joe here. I bet you already had that figured out, didn't you? You know, I decided I would make a video instead of the live streaming. Well, the live streaming has pretty much turned into just a BS session. Yeah, we get a few questions and answers in, but I've done figured out that if I got something to say, I need to go back to my making a video about it. Well, that's what I'm going to be doing. I have had I presume, a young man that watched one of my videos. I think it was the video, Is Trucking Worth It Anymore? And he come back with big old long response to it. And the main thing that the gentleman was saying was that you can come into trucking and you'd make $90,000 a week or a year and be home every weekend. Make over $100,000 a year going OTR. Be home a lot. Well, first time, I just told him he was a troll. Then he actually responded back. So we have exchanged a few comments. Nobody got all mad and cussing and ranting and raving. Now, he did tell me that he thought I was out of touch with modern day trucking. That everything I was telling y'all was 10, 15 years ago, 7 years ago, whatever it was. Wow. And he also told me that I hadn't even bothered to check out the information that he had gave me, the names of some companies, and he put some names in there. I told him he didn't have a clue what I had or hadn't done. I also informed him that if he would watch more of my videos, instead of watching one video and hollering he's got me figured out, he might see that I tell y'all to do your homework, have a plan, and yeah, there's some good jobs out here. Well, you got to work for them. You got to make a plan for them. They're not going to come to you. I also told the gentleman that the jobs he's talking about, I'm sure they're there. I'm not going to say they're not. There's some good jobs if you get lucky. But for the average person coming out here, what he was talking is not a realistic thing. That's the point I couldn't get across to him, is that if you're thinking about coming into trucking, it's going to be damn hard on you. Period. It's going to be damn hard on your family. Period. And he was saying I was just negative and all that. No, I'm just honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat stuff for y'all. I ain't doing it. If you want it sugar-coated, call one of the company recruiters and they'll tell you all this $90,000 a year BS. Those jobs are rare, far, and few. Are they around? Sure, you can get one of them. And if you live on the East Coast, you make a hell of a lot more than I do. But you're also going to pay a hell of a lot more than I do to live. So where's the offset? If you want to get into a union job somewhere, yes, you can make the big bucks. That's part of doing your homework. That's part of figuring out what you want to do in the trucking career. Hell, if you live here in the Midwest where it don't pay that great, and you want one of them union jobs that pay $30 an hour, move east. Go to where the work is that you want. It's that simple. Just like I was talking to a union guy several years back when the automotive industry collapsed, and he's up there around the Detroit area in that general vicinity because he had worked automotives, and he was whining and crying about how broke he was and there wasn't no jobs. And I told him, move your ass to where the work is. Oh, well, the cost of moving and then don't whine. If you ain't got the cojones to make the move, don't whine. He thought I was being an asshole. I didn't think so. I thought I was being honest with him. Well, it's the same thing here. Do your homework. If you find a job that's in a certain region or whatever, call and check it out and go to where that job is. If in your area, and if you're not in the extreme east or west coast, you're not going to get them union wages unless you go to certain places, big cities. I'm not a big city boy. I'm not one that wants to work local stuff. I don't want to do the little local pickups and make 50 damn pickups a day and 50 deliveries. That ain't me. I don't want to do that. So it's a matter of finding what you want to do. Guess what? I want to do an OTR regional type thing. I did the OTR coast to coast. I've been in all of the lower 48. I've been into Canada. I've ran the freight in and out of Mexico. No, I did not go into Mexico in a truck. You know, you have to figure out what you want. And you have to do your homework. And if you come into this industry without doing your homework and a damn good plan, and knowing that you're going to get this union job or whatever, if you come into regular trucking, like 99% of us do, you're not going to make $90,000 a year for quite a while. And to make it even after a while, you've got to do some planning. You've got to have a plan and follow it. Regardless whether it's to get into one of these cherry-picking jobs that he was naming, or whether it's to get yourself put up to buy a truck, whether it's to go to a union. You have to make plans. But I tell you now, with regular trucking, you're going to have to do some planning before you ever get in it, because you're going to go to school for a few weeks, where if you're lucky, they'll pay you enough to feed yourself. You're going to have chump change if you're lucky to send to mama and the kids. When you first get out here driving, you're not going to make that great of money. Some of the companies tell you they'll give you $300, $400, $500, which ain't no money to a truck driver. Maybe that'll be enough to take care of your home and feed you out here. And there you're going to be there several weeks with a trainer until you get into your own truck. Then when you get into your own truck, you still have a slow learning period where you and the dispatcher gets to know each other. You get over your jitters and butterflies of being on your own. And after 6 months or so, you might start making a decent paycheck. That's 6 months from the time you started school, not 6 months from the time you get your truck. It ain't that easy. It's going to be damn hard on you. And that ain't me being negative, that's me being honest with you. And after a year, you'll start making some okay money, depending upon the company you went with. There's some of these mega companies that's nothing but a driver mill that gets the new drivers in, sucks the blood out of them for a year or so, and spits them out, and they go to another company where they might stand a chance of making a living. That's the industry for you. It ain't got nothing to do with me being negative or not. It has to do with me being honest. This is a lifestyle out here. It's not just a job. You have to get used to the lifestyle, the changes that it puts on you. And coming into this lifestyle, it's going to put a change on your family back home. It's not just affecting you. It's affecting the wife and the kids. You all have an adjustment period. You all have a learning period. You and those you love back home. It's not easy on you. It's a financial burden and it's an emotional burden. And you have to learn how to deal with both of them. And if the pay was so great like this guy's talking about, why is the turnover in the industry so great? If the pay was like this individual's talking about, where that's the norm, don't you think all of us would be over there driving and making that money? Really? If that's the kind of money that the industry's paying, don't you think they'd be shouting it out everywhere, and all these drivers would be coming in, and they would deal with the sacrifices that are needed to be made to make that gold mine? Wow, really. And I'm out of touch with the industry. No, young man, you say you've been in it 7 years. You still, you're drinking the Kool-Aid. Maybe you got lucky, and in 7 years you got that cherry job, but don't you remember how hard it was on you starting? Or did you not have a family to leave behind you? That's what a lot of single people coming into the industry don't understand. When you got the wife and the kids back home, that's where your heart is, whether they like it or not. And it puts a whole different feel on trucking. That ain't being mean, that ain't being negative, that's being honest, whether folks like it or not. It's a hard living out here, which is something else. He was basically saying, oh hell, anybody can do this job. There is nothing to it. Some of the most simple-minded stuff that can be done. Really. If that's the case, how come I see so many wrecks? If that's the case, how come when I'm at these truck stops, I see all the damage to stuff where people have hit it? If that's the case, why is there such a high turnover in the trucking industry? You know, he says I'm negative, and I'm saying he's over glorifying it. And I'd rather be honest with you. I've had a few people that have watched my videos, got their CDLs, and got back in touch with me and said, Papa Joe, you told us the truth. You was a lot of help. You told us the truth. And that's what you're going to get out of me. Am I burnt out on trucking? Why, hell yes. I'm so burnt out on this nonsense you wouldn't believe it. Do I want out of a truck? Why, hell yes. But this is what I do for a living, and I do a damn good job of it. And I make a pretty decent living at it. I'm stuck in it till I retire, period. I realize that. But am I a grumpy old man? Why, hell yes. I'm grumpy. I don't like my job no more. I don't want to do it. Guess what? I don't care what industry you're in. If you've been at it damn near 30 years like I have, you're getting tired of your job. And I don't care if all you have to do is push a button in an automotive plant. You push that button for 30 years, the shit gets old. I've been pushing these buttons for 30 years. It's getting old. Give me a break. Hell, I'm not a newbie out here like a bunch of y'all. Y'all still got the romance of the road. You're loving it. That shit wore out on me years ago. Now it's just a job. Don't you understand that? 7 years, he's still tickled pink. He still thinks he's doing something. I got news for him. I don't care how he's set up. He can't do what we used to do. Because it ain't possible no more. The stuff we used to do, you kids nowadays would be told, oh, you can't do that. No, you can't do it. We did it. It was fun. It was great. First 10 years, I had a blast. Can't tell you all the stuff I did them first 10 years. You wouldn't believe me anyway. You can't do that. Gotcha. Must have been my imagination. I know there's a few old drivers like me right now saying, yep. I remember them days. But folks, plain and simple. And I like it simple. If you don't believe me, that's fine. Go find a channel where they will tell you what you want to hear. If you want to hear the truth about trucking, then go watch some of my videos. I don't sugarcoat it. Ain't no need. You're supposed to be big boys and girls if you're wanting to get in this industry. Trucking ain't for sissies. It ain't. And it ain't a gold mine out here. I don't care what some of them tell you. Can you work yourself into a position to make exceptional money? Yes, you can. You know, there's an average. You know? And to get this average, guess what? You got to have some making shit pay, and you got to have some making some damn good pay. And that's how you meet in the middle, making average. So if you want the damn good pay, get to know what you're doing. Figure out the industry and go find this job. If you want to just be a steering wheel holder and not think about it or improve your skills, then get this job, because that's where you'll stay. So it's up to you. What part of that average do you want to be at? Whichever one, your work and effort's going to put you that way. If you want this, start learning the industry before you even get into it. Start asking questions. Start doing homework. You got that damn internet stuff. Most of y'all can work that a hell of a lot better than I can. Get on there and do some homework. Ask Google and Sarah and whoever else. Ask all them computer nerds they put in your phone. Hey, what about trucking? Who's got the best pay in the industry and how do I get a job there? And they'll probably do one of them magic things and just give you your CDL and experience, and there you are. Or else you'll have to work for it. That's a simple word from Papa Joe. Y'all remember. God love you. So do I. And I ain't going to be lying to you. Even if you ask me to. I ain't sugarcoating it for you. Even if you ask me to. Plain and simple truth. Like it or not. But I do know a few channels. Well, at least one that he'll charge you, but he'll tell you everything you want to hear. You keep searching and you'll find that guy. Yeah, buddy. He'll like you. Well, as long as your money's good. Why don't I start charging for all this information? I must be a dummy.